Well, hello there. Welcome back to, I think this is our 7th episode now. Yeah, 7th episode of Banana For Your Headtop, where we only speak facts. It's all that happens here. Give you random takes on the most random topics, but we're a big fan. We hope you're a big fan. Today I'm with Andrew Alava. You can say hello to the people there, Andrew.
Hello to the people.
Mm-hmm. And our featuring guest today is Mitchell Mueller. How's it going, Mitch?
Back at it again.
Yeah. We figured we should have him back to talk about more than just sports this time and get his take on a few other things that we've been thinking about and percolating in our minds. That's some vocab for you there. So we're excited. We have some really good topics, one of which we don't know. And that will lead right into our first topic. And this is Andrew's random topic moment. We don't even know what he wants to talk about, what he's going to ask, what takes he has. But Andrew, I'll let you take it away. Where are we going?
Yeah, actually, first, do you want to define percolating? Percolating?
So, no, I don't.
The day after Taco Bell. Done.
Day after Taco Bell. That's all you need to know. Yeah.
Well, anyway, then moving on. Mitch, since the last time you were on, I understand that you've come into a new hobby of sorts, which is nice to hear because it adds something nice to your resume after that, blemish of a Bengals expert. And so, extra expertise is nice. That's good to hear. But on the topic of well, actually, sorry, I haven't even introduced what hobby that is. Do you wanna speak to what that is that you got going on?
I won't even speak. I will just. Sorry, I don't even know. Is this a video?
It is a pod, so you will need to speak.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure. I have gotten into the wonderful business of being an entrepreneur of some sorts of sports card investor.
Wow. Can I ask quickly, is that in your bio on Instagram?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. It's official then. Like people know.
It's official, obviously.
Get on that.
Yeah. Entrepreneur. It's actually on my resume as well, entrepreneur.
Sure. Soon to be influencer as well. Of course.
Well, so on that topic, in my mind, I was like, it'd be fun as a nice little segment. I'm going to ask both of you, I'm going to give you a price and a product for the most this thing has ever sold for. And I want you to tell me if it's over and under, because you have some expertise at this point, right?
Yep.
So I found some interesting stuff. I'll keep it short. This could definitely go longer, and maybe it should have, because there's some interesting stuff out there. The first one, I'm gonna start real easy. I know you're in the card business, and we'll get to some cards after, but I want to start with a car. What is the highest a car has ever sold for? And it was at an auction, and there is a price higher than what I found, but it was unconfirmed, so I'm not counting that one. So, but the price I'm going to give to you, and I want an over or under on it, is 32 million. Over or under?
32 million.
I say 32 million. I don't know. I'm feeling under on that one.
I'll take the over then. I've been thinking over for that.
All right. It was over.
Let's go.
It was 44 million, and it sold
to cards. Stick
October
to cards.
2017. The actual, some of the background to this, and even some of the stuff that's actually come out of it, is that there's actually a lawsuit now about the car because it was missing the original gearbox or something. But it turns out the guy never had it anyway. He didn't have it. So
how does that even work?
What's going on with that? But also the unconfirmed was 52 million, so quite a bit more. But either way, some very steep prices. And it was a Ferrari. Nope. Was it? Doesn't matter. Anyway, on to the next. This is a topic that comes up quite a bit on the podcast. And so hopefully people have learned by now that this is something of interest, but it's wings. And so I want to know what you think. And I'm going to give you a price, and this is the per each wing. Because I'm going for what's the most expensive per wing, not just
ECW price per wing,
combo, whatever, right?
Come on now.
Break down per wing. And the price I'm going to give you over under This is per wing for one wing, $200.
Yep.
Over or under?
I'm gonna go with the over on that one.
You're taking the over. I'll go under.
Okay, I see. Unfortunately, Mitch, it's under.
Let's go.
And I didn't know if I would be able to trick you on that one, but there is. I was looking, and there's a thing that says some guy started making gold covered wings.
Yep.
And it's $1,000, but that's for 50. Okay. And so it also comes with a bottle of Ace of Spades champagne, which I looked into. And I don't know if you know Mark Cuban, who's on Shark Tank, owns the Mavericks.
Yep.
He actually once paid $110,000 on a single bottle of this champagne, which was $90,000 plus a $20,000 tip. And it was when the Mavericks won the championship. I guess he just felt like splurging.
Right.
So really, in my mind, it's not so much about the wings. The gold covered's cool and all, but you're also getting the champagne. But I broke it down, and the price for at 50 pieces at $1,000 is still only $20 or something.
Okay.
Does that math work out?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it works out. Okay. So I actually found a different one, and the priciest wings per each is $35, which
that's still
which is
so
still
much.
quite steep.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm surprised that there isn't a wing out there that is $200 the way that some foods are priced.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to know that even though wings are delicious, they're not the craziest out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's definitely steaks.
I think we should start a GoFundMe to see if we can get those wings on the podcast and review them.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Definitely try.
Once again, like we said last time, we do take e-transfers as donations.
Yes,
we do
sir.
take those.
Yes,
so
we do.
Especially for wings.
Going on the price of wings, the other night I was talking with Dana's parents, and they said that when they were in college, they would go down to like a pub or whatever, and on Wednesday nights, it was 5 cents a wing.
No. Wow.
Right? And I said, huh?
Wow.
Like imagine getting like 40 wings for like $2.
Oh my goodness. I hate inflation.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Well, and that's
I need to cancel that.
Keep that for later. Keep that for later. Now we're gonna move into cards a little bit. This is gonna be a little bit different. I don't know about how much you know about this, but Pokemon cards, obviously a huge market, and that's that's been long established. That's a big trading card market. So we're going the most expensive Pokemon card, or the highest that a single card has ever sold for. I'm going to give you the number $200,000.
I'm gonna take the.
Did you guys collect?
No, I never did.
I wasn't really allowed to. Although I think eventually there was a little leniency towards that. It was what was the other one? Was it Bakugan or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Those are a rebuke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over. I'm taking the over on that though.
Yeah, I'm taking the under because I don't know, the price that popped up in my head was like around $100,000. So.
Okay. It's over.
Let's go. 3 for 3.
The highest that one was sold for was $360,000.
Wow.
And yeah, a lot. So, I also read up into this a little bit, and it looks like someone who's responsible with grading the cards and stuff. They don't give actual public information about what they call card populations, so how many there are out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it seems like according to a different website, there was around 54. However, given the fact that the card, which is a Charizard, whatever, is a base set, and they were produced in such high volume, there's a possibility that there could be hundreds more copies, if not thousands.
Wow.
Which means that it might be worth getting into that game, because you never know.
Oh, yeah.
Never know if there's that many out there. As long as it's like, the right grade of card, and it's kept mint pristine.
Yeah. Worth.
You could become $100,000 richer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right,
With that Charizard rookie card. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's prime season.
Gem mint.
Decline from there. Listen. Now onto the main event. This is gonna be the last one, and I know I could have gotten to more because I know you do more than just hockey cards, but I'm going straight for the hockey cards. I think it's more iconic. I mean,
my wheelhouse.
There are football cards, but I growing up it was always hockey cards. It's what
Yep.
You have to be collecting
Canada,
them.
baby.
Yep. So I don't know if you know the exact figure. You're in the business a little bit, so I'm wondering if you did. Instead of an over and under, I'm actually gonna have you try and guess what it is, and whoever's closer will get it. And I could give you a couple of hints if you wanted. I can tell you what card it is.
It's got to be Wayne.
Yeah, it's a Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Wayne Glensky.
Wayne Glensky.
Wayne Gretzky, 1979 OPG rookie card.
Oh yeah. I have it in my head. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
My dad has one upstairs.
Wow.
PSA 10?
No.
Very
much not.
Do you want the price?
Yeah, you want to guess?
Yeah, it's 1.2 mil, baby.
I'm saying 1.23 mil. The price is right.
Right. So a high grade of this card can get around $50,000.
Yeah.
That was in an article by Bleacher Report in 2011. That's what they said. They said a high grade can get 50,000.
Yeah.
This was in 2011.
And then the market boom.
In December 11th, 2020, just last year.
Yep.
$1.29 million at an auction. Well done. But yeah, that's crazy. That's a single card. I understand there's a lot of history to it. There is still a little bit of debate about whether Wayne Gretzky is the best player of all time, and that's fine. There are people who would disagree, and it comes down to a lot of things. And listen, that might be a time to get somebody else. I think I've heard Joshua Perry say a little something about Gordie Howe or something.
He put a bit of spice in that.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's him or Bobby Orr or something, but there actually is some debate whether you know it or not. But anyway, either way, he definitely has one of the most, if not the most, memorable careers. And so I guess it makes sense. Yeah. But that's a lot of money for a single card.
Yeah, which by the way, just want to add this in here while we're on it. Rip Walter Gretzky, his father, died yesterday. Yes, so rip, Canadian legend, truly. So
my dad
best wishes to the Gretzky family.
Yeah, my dad actually met him and was in his house actually.
Oh wow!
He did. Like he saw all of Gretzky's Hart trophies and stuff.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
And he didn't stain one real quick.
Yeah, he literally said he's like, I probably could have.
Yeah. Wow.
Just so many he wouldn't have noticed it's missing.
Yeah. Like I forget, I don't know, it was he went with a friend from school or something, and Walter let them in the house, let him down to the basement. I was like, nah, here's this.
That's dope. That's sick.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Andrew, is that all you wanted to cover there? We're good with that.
Yeah, that's all.
That was good. Yeah. Just want to say I went 4 for 4. I went 4 for 4.
Yeah, okay.
Clapped Mitch up. Moving on. I'll give you some backstory to this next section. So we go to Bible college. We're all in the same class, and we're talking about the prophetic books. And our teacher mentioned that there's so many poetic and literary devices found throughout the prophetic books, throughout the Bible. So then we watched a video ranking poetic devices. And needless to say, we were not happy with those rankings.
No.
In my opinion, good video, intriguing, very 2008, not updated at all. If that. Yeah, Windows XP days. This is old. Yeah. So we wanted to give our top 3 because we just want to set the record straight. We can't be allowing this false narrative that imagery would ever be number 1. Come on now. There's so many better ones than that. So we're just going to set the record straight. Mitch, I'm going to send it to you first for your number 3. What is your number three poetic device?
Number 3 for me has to be personification.
Okay.
It's simple. It's not the best, but it's a good one.
It packs a punch, right?
Yep. It can be used very effectively.
Yeah.
It can be obviously for those who don't know, it gives human characteristics to an inanimate object.
Of course.
Big words there. I know.
But, of course, you are a scholar, so.
Of course, when you write so many papers. But yes, I think that is my number 3.
It's a good number 3. Andrew Alava, your thoughts?
Yeah, for number 3, I'm actually going to go with alliteration, which is a bit of a surprise even to me, because for the longest time I was like, that's annoying. Like, I don't need to hear the same letter over and over and over.
Yeah.
Just because of the examples that were always used. I know in the video they used, he said, "Oh, buzz off, you big blue buffoon," or whatever he said. But I was like, all right, that's funny. But most of the time in English class or whatever, the alliteration is just like, doesn't make sense. It's forced. It's like,
true.
True. However, there is a certain just the connection to the fact that, like, with people's sermons, how you keep the same letter for your points makes it easier to remember.
True.
That's cool.
True.
And I don't know if that necessarily falls into the realm of alliteration, but if you use it right, it sounds good.
And that requires creativity, right? To come up with those. And so
So I'm putting alliteration 3rd for its potential.
Okay. Yeah. It has a lot of good factors that a scout would like. I like it. It has potential. I like it. Good upside.
Yeah. Possibly for perfection.
Yeah. Could be franchise player. My number 3 is juxtaposition. Number 1, what a word. Can we just, juxtaposition. Very good. Not quite goated word yet. Nah, it's a good word though. I'm a fan. And also this just adds such good spice into anything I've ever noticed it in. I don't really notice them often because it's kind of under the radar, but putting two things in contrast with each other in the same sentence or same statement, big fan, shows the two different sides of both, and can really drive home your point. So juxtaposition at number 3 because of the spice it adds. So number 2, Mitch, what do you have?
Yep. Number 2. Number 2. I feel like this is like the sports top 25.
Yeah.
Coming in number 2, we've got hyperbole.
Okay.
I like a good exaggeration.
Yep.
Such as me saying Joe Burrow, before he got injured, was one of the best QBs in the league.
Bold. Wrong. Bold, but a hyperbole still.
Yeah. But the hyperbole brings a sense of, yes, he's not the best, but he's good. QB franchise quarterback.
I like it. Well, I'll jump in here because my number 2 is also hyperbole. And this is because I always use it. There it is, using it right there. But I like to use it. To me, it can be humorous. It can be impactful. And it keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you just engaged when people talk to you when you're being over the top. Sometimes I will say, stop using hyperbole. Like, it's okay, you've done enough. You're over the top. But in good spirits, when it's a good environment, hyperbole's for the win. Number 2.
Interesting. All right, let me quickly get through my second one so I can jump to my honorable mention.
Sure.
My second one is metaphor, and metaphor is pretty goated. It's used very commonly. I think one of the best people, with metaphor, the person that I often associate with is Jesus, and why it's like, there's just so many connections to it. The thing I like about metaphor is there's certainty to it. It's the fact that this is this.
True.
So there's a difference between metaphor and simile, which is simile is it is like this, it's like this, or as, right?
Yeah.
With metaphor, it is. Yep. There's no distinction. It's just solid. This is this.
Metaphors cut the crap, and I like it.
Exactly. It's very good, and the parallels it makes is powerful, and just like it's all over the Bible and everything. And I like that a lot. And I feel bad not putting it number one, but there was something else I wanted to put number one instead, just because we're talking about literary devices, and that doesn't necessarily, because sure, it's in the Bible, and there's a certainty to it. It's nice, it's comfortable, but it's literally literary devices. It's about language. It's whatever. It doesn't have to be that deep. I have a different number one. Anyway, let me jump to my honorable mention, because I want to get. I feel like the last few times we've done a top whatever, my honorable mention has become something I can use to talk about what I actually hate. Something on the list that I'm like, no. And maybe I should save this for the next segment, but I'm adding it in here because we're talking about it now. You both mentioned hyperbole. I hate it. That's my honorable mention of what
tough.
Listen, you brought it up. You brought it up a little bit. You said, sometimes, people use hyperbole and they got to stop. And that's me. Sometimes, you know what? Just say it straight. I don't need to hear that you could eat 1,000 cows. You're either so hungry you're gonna eat 1,000 cows or you're not.
Yep.
So don't say you will if you won't. Okay. Don't exaggerate it. Just be real. Listen, I get it. It happens sometimes. I probably fall into it. That's fine. But it's near the bottom of the list.
You're talking of hyperbole like it's a sin. I've fallen into it a few times.
So it's funny you brought that up, because I decided to look up a Bible verse. It says Matthew 5:37. It says, all you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. So listen.
What's the context? Sorry, what's the context there? What's the context? Give me the context.
Can we please cross the principalizing bridge first?
Yeah, you didn't cross the bridge.
Jesus was talking about literary devices. He said, listen, you've heard metaphor. Metaphor is good. Hyperbole, not good.
Yes or no? Well, we can't fight facts. You can't. Or theology. No matter how whack.
But listen, even as I'm about to say this sentence, we all use hyperbole at some point. Yeah. Maybe that's not even a hyperbole. Maybe that's just facts. But just sometimes, you know what? Just let's be real. You don't need to exaggerate certain things. Just call it as it is. Be straight, and that is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay. You can take your honorable mention.
I'll do my honorable mention.
Yeah.
My honorable mention. I was thinking about doing alliteration because I do like the sermon point where it's like, yep.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with simile.
Wow.
And this is the only reason why, because you can say things like Kaeden's forehead is as big as Texas. Done. Next.
My forehead is a normal size. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of simile, except when used against me. We shall move on to my honorable mention. I'm going with pathetic fallacy. Just because I love the words pathetic fallacy. Good word choice. And also it's so easy to point out when you're like watching a movie or something and all of a sudden it's raining and it's sad. Like, hey, come on, be better. But pathetic fallacy, big fan of it. Noticeable, used always in every circumstance. The weather has to reflect the mood. It has to.
True.
Yeah, it's my honorable mention.
Underrated.
Can I jump in and add one more honorable mention? And this time it'll be positive.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay. I feel bad for going off on hyperbole like that. I don't hate it that much. I've cooled off. Anyway.
Okay.
My honorable mention is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Because just it sounds cool. So a lot of similar to juxtaposition. It's a little difficult to say, which is why probably juxtaposition would be higher on my list if we went a little deeper. But I still have to give an honorable mention to this, because without it, poems or just any kind of anything would just be dialogue. It would just be like, I don't know, it adds like the sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it actually evokes what you're actually hearing. It's a little easier, adds some depth to it. It's fun to say, hard to say, but once you
involves the senses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just be reading and boom, and you're like, oh, boom. Okay, cool.
Okay, boom. Okay.
I can get with that. That's
sure.
All right.
Well,
actually, yes.
I was gonna say I was gonna go on to my number one, but you wanted to say something first.
Why would you like to go on to your
because it's onomatopoeia.
Okay, go ahead.
My number one, because of all that you just said there, it adds so much. And also, I watch basketball, and Mike Breen, who's a commentator, his go-to line when someone hits a big three at the end of a game, a buzzer beater, is bang. And that's a memory in my head. Like if they hit that shot, he goes bang, and everyone's going crazy. So to me, it's been used in my sphere of influence and what I like. And that immediately boosts it up. Number one for me. Has to be.
That's really good. That's great reasoning. Like that. I didn't even think about that. There's some like iconic Steph Curry moments that wouldn't be the same.
Exactly. Yep. Ray Allen.
Mitch, are you feeling like you really need to get it off your chest or not? Because my first one has actually been mentioned. Go ahead. So if yours hasn't been mentioned yet. Sorry?
Nope. Not at all.
Okay. I shall go then. My number one is simile. You mentioned this as an honorable mention. I have it number one over metaphor, and this is why I kind of felt bad. But the reason I have simile there is you're able to, and this might almost seem backwards, but you're able to make some kind of connection in a way where you're not saying this is this, but it's like this, and it heightens what you said. And so my reasoning for putting this number one is I'm familiar with putting out career-ending diss tracks. That's just something that I've been doing. You went 4-0 in the thing this morning. I went 4-0, and I've been 4-0 in diss tracks, I think, at the school. And so and I'm humble about it. Okay, you can read my book all about how humble I am. You ask anyone, they'll tell you. I told them I'm the most humble person in the world. Listen,
of course.
Here's the thing. Doing that, that's a huge part of it. In lyrics and stuff, you can evoke so much more. It makes it sting just a bit more. Mitch even demonstrated it. That's how it works. You just this is like this, and you're not saying it is because that would just make no sense.
I'm still in pain, by the way.
All of a sudden, it gives a lot more meaning to what you're saying, especially with a diss. So that's definitely one of my go-to, one of my favorites. But yeah.
Good point. I like that. That's good stuff.
Yep. I am honestly surprised that my number one has not come up yet. I expected it to, actually.
I swear if you say imagery, I'm going to lose my mind.
I'm going to go close to imagery, and I'm going to go with irony.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't even think that was mentioned in the video as one. And I was like, wow, irony is funny. It's good. It makes you laugh.
And it serves people a piece of humble pie. Subtle. Yeah.
And it's just good.
My only thing with irony is, it can evoke a lot of emotions, but if you're on the wrong side of irony, it's tears.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've even seen, like, sometimes movies do this in a way where something happens and it's like, wow, that's really ironic that would happen, but it's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
But you're right. Usually irony is like, it comes from just the fact that, like, you did something, now it's being paid back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not karma, because that's just rebuke, but like
no.
Irony is the safe way of being like, sometimes there's coincidences like that. So you know what? Solid choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're right. I'm surprised it didn't come up. I'm a big fan of irony. I like it. A lot of comedic timing, I find, especially if it's used in movies, right? So I'm a fan. This is something that we all really appreciate, and so I doubt we want to cancel it, right? Irony, we'll keep it. We'll hold on to that.
100%.
But we are very opinionated people. Very.
Of course.
Maybe not the most vocal people, but very opinionated. So we want to take some time to give into cancel culture. We know the storylines of cancel culture is bad. We need to get rid of it. We need to cancel culture, which in itself is a literary device. Somehow, I don't know which one, but
it's one of them.
It's working there. But we just want to give into it and go off on a few things that we think should just be done with. Like, let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
We're not going to get political unless you think what we have to say is political somehow. But this segment is cancel culture. Hopefully we'll bring it up in future episodes as we continue to think about things we detest in society, in our lives, in whatever we see. Cancel culture. Mitch, do you want to start us off with something you hate?
I'll go with as we were talking, I thought about another one that we discussed. So I'll just go. It's not as big as the other one that I have before, but I'll say this: people who think that Wayne Gretzky isn't number one, canceled. You're done. I'm never talking to you again. Gone.
It's not even a debate.
Gone. Like, why?
Not even a debate.
Like, I get that. Like, there's other greats like Gordie Howe. Yeah, great. Like other people, like great. Like, but no. Yep. I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah. You can't even come at us with anything that will ever convince me otherwise. I didn't get to see him play, unfortunately, but I agree with you.
I know, right? But like, you just just a great guy overall.
True.
Like, and I think
like Heart of Canada. Yeah.
When I think about the major sports of the world, like major team sports, there might be just like, I guess, actually. Maybe not anymore. I was gonna say it's probably the sports or the sport that has the biggest probably percentage of people that would agree on who's the best.
Yeah.
I'll vote with football. I don't know that.
I still think it is. It's closer now because Tom, but it's still like by far Wayne takes it the cake, I think.
Yeah. So I'll jump in with one of my things that I'll cancel because it's on the topic of hockey. It has to do with the reverse jerseys and not them as a whole, because I want to say as a whole, really well done. Some of these colors are like, you would not have even thought that this would ever work, and it worked super well. Some teams have just really nice jerseys, but there are a couple that I would cancel completely. Okay.
Let's hear it.
One of them is the Leafs. Listen, I love the Leafs, but it looks like a practice jersey.
Yep.
Why would you why would you put the gray on it? That it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Keep the white. That's iconic. The tough thing with the Leafs is they basically have two colors, white and blue. That's all you can work with, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
they should have went with the St. Patty's ones. Like,
they had so much potential to be so creative there, and they were creative. It just didn't turn out well.
But it
doesn't look
right way.
Exactly.
However, I don't know if that hits the bottom of the list. It's not necessarily the worst thing I've ever seen. No. There's definitely worse jerseys in the history of sports. Absolutely. Even just in hockey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's anything like that. I just think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
The one that I would actually cancel is the Hartford Whalers one that I think it's the Hurricanes, right? Are rocking.
Oh, that's bold. That's bold.
Here's why. Don't play with people's emotions. Either bring the Whalers back or don't wear the jerseys.
Okay. So how do you feel about the Nordiques ones with the Avalanche?
I'm actually okay with that.
Okay. Just because they're beautiful and the best ones out there.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
It looks really, really nice. The Hartford Whaler one is okay. I think, again, the gray kind of
I agree.
It.
Yeah.
And just like bring the team back. If you're going to be wearing the
True.
Either let them die or bring them back. Don't remember them like that.
Yeah, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I like that. Any other ones that you hate?
Out of those ones?
Yeah.
There's quite a few NBA ones. They're also doing a similar thing this year with some retro reverse, something like that.
Yeah.
There's more NBA ones that I don't necessarily like, but it was
Boston's for one is horrible.
So Boston for the same reason as the Leafs, in the sense that it looks like it's a practice jersey.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever played 2K and done like the My Pro or whatever, and if you've ever been drafted. Boston Celtics, when you're in the training ground, when you're just running like on the courts in the training facility, those are the exact jerseys they wear. 100%.
No thought given to it.
Like, why are you wearing that on the court? You're just making yourselves look.
I agree. I like those both, and I would agree with both. My first one, I'll leave my bigger one, in my opinion, that I hate more till second. My first one is low ankle socks. And I'm not talking just like ankle socks, but the ones that like are like by your heel. Like, exactly.
Under the heel?
Yeah.
So you're
not under the heel, but like just over the heel, like under your ankle, over the heel.
Yeah. Not under the heel, under the ankle bone, like the bone.
Yeah.
But where you're okay with?
Like the wear of like Converse.
Like the ones that get over my ankle, good.
Okay.
The ones that are under my ankle, bad. They suck because when I put a shoe on, and I take it off, the sock should not come with it. That's stupid. I'm not trying to lose my sock halfway through my shoe. And even when I'm just walking in the shoe, it falls off my heel. And now I'm walking on like crinkled sock all day. That's ridiculous. So I am more okay with them when it's like for a no show. Like you're like intentionally, I don't want to be like any sock to be seen.
Yeah.
But just to wear low ankle socks, the worst. I hate it. And also my ankles get cold when they're not getting covered. Like, this is ridiculous. None of that. Bad engineering. Bad take. Be better socks. Just in general. All socks. Yeah. All right, Mitch. What are you thinking?
Okay.
This is your big one.
Get ready. This one's
been brewing.
This one has been brewing.
Yeah.
I know you and Josh have heard it many a time. And I'll say my statement, and then I will go into specifics because there's specific areas. Yeah. But cancel Sportsnet. Oh my lord.
The entire thing.
Cancel. Let me get into it. If I want to watch a hockey game, I know the Leafs, when the night that the Leafs aren't on, when I'm just like, let's just watch a hockey game. Like, let's watch the North Division. Any game from the North Division other than Toronto. Okay? Whether it be the Senators, why would I want to watch them? I don't know, but
to watch some of the best young players in the league dominate the Leafs when they're up 5-1. Sorry, continue.
Okay. Well, okay. But, oh my gosh. When you have Sportsnet 1, Sportsnet Ontario, Sportsnet West, Sportsnet East, and Sportsnet Pacific all
don't
showing...
forget 360. 360
and Sportsnet 360 showing the exact same Philadelphia and Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that.
This is facts.
Ever again on all 6 channels.
Yeah.
My lord.
Yeah.
That is the most frustrating thing. Sportsnet be better.
Yeah. I agree. Cancel blackouts in areas.
Yes.
Like, that's ridiculous. Let me watch the Oilers. Just because I don't live in Edmonton doesn't mean I don't want to watch McDaddy play.
Exactly. And I know he's moved on since now, but Brian Burke, why would you ever want him? Like, the guy is so old. Brian Burke, if you hear this, I'm sorry, you probably wouldn't ever, but my gosh, never smiles, has the same face, most monotone voice. Sure, he's been a GM and knows the league a bit better than some people, but my lord, you can do better than Brian Burke.
Yeah, and he's also, like, as a GM, hasn't been like the GOAT. Like, he hasn't like won 6 cups everywhere he goes. Like, he's been pretty bad.
Yeah. Like, oh my, like, just Sportsnet in general. Like, we're talking about this before. Like, Cass Campbell, good person to have. Ron McLean, legend.
Come on now,
Other than that, Sportsnet.
Okay, but my question for you then is, Hockey Night in Canada is a staple of Canadian society and like just our culture.
I agree. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that then? Because that's Sportsnet, CBC. Like that is a Saturday night must.
That is the only good thing that they have.
True. Okay. Yeah.
Give it to TSN.
Can we talk about the beauty? True. The beauty of the intro song for Hockey Night in Canada and how good it's been over the years. Oof,
Dana,
that's nostalgia.
Dana gets so mad at me because I don't know what it is, but every time I'm on a call with her or just like with her, somehow, some way, it just gets in my head. Like I don't even think about it. Yeah. It just gets in my head, and I just go, and then it gets into her head. And she hates it. I swear. And I'm like,
it's just good. That's awesome.
Yes, legendary.
Yeah.
Give it to TSN because it's 100 times better. Cancel Sportsnet.
Yeah. James Duthie for the win. Andrew, what do you want to culture?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to culture? What do you want to cancel? My bad.
Okay. What do you want to culture?
Mayonnaise. I'm not going to say anything else. That's it. Go ahead.
No, you didn't. You can't just say mayo. You hate mayo. He's just gonna say mayo. What?
Yeah, okay. I get that that's going to be possibly on the fringe of political. There's a lot of people that will be hurt by that and mad by it, and mad. I'm sure my own girlfriend will be mad at me for saying that. But
Who's your girlfriend?
Alicia, hello.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, she won't like that. But listen, okay, I'm someone who's very picky. I have very peculiar, no, maybe that's not the right word. Maybe it is. I don't care. Specific tastes. Okay, I like keeping it simple. I like keeping it within what I know. I'm not one to really adventure too much when it comes to food. I've been better. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like. I'm not going to get into it because I'll probably still get roasted. I'll keep that for other segments. I'll bring it up again about stuff I want to cancel. But with mayonnaise, man, it stinks. It's slimy. I don't like the way it looks, feels, smells. Once in high school, we made brownies with mayonnaise, and it was the most disgusting thing to me. I don't think I tried them. I think it might have been fine. Honestly, mayonnaise might be fine, but I'm staying away from them.
Yeah.
People will get like the mayonnaise and ketchup, right, with fries or whatever. You mix it together. Cool concept, I guess, but no, classic. I'm going
not a fan of that. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I just don't like mayonnaise. I don't like it. I don't have a lot of reasoning behind it, but hey.
Well, you sound traumatized by brownies with mayo. Did you say brownies? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that. Like at first I'm upset with you. Now I'm all okay with this. Like that's just, it ruined both of those things.
The pain you've been through.
Yeah. I sympathize.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe I'll come around again. Sometimes that happens. Maybe I won't, but
no pressure. Go at your own pace.
All in time.
Yeah. I can go with my one, and I felt this way ever since, forever. I felt this way forever, but it really hit home at our first year trip to Toronto at Korean barbecue. And I put one of these on the grill to see how it would be. Give it a shot.
Okay.
You know what I put on the grill?
What did you put on the grill?
I put on some tofu. I put some tofu on the grill. Maybe cooking it will help. I put that in my mouth and realized I was eating a sponge with no flavor. So here's my qualm with tofu. You're disgusting. You suck. You have no flavor. Your texture is horrible. You are a lame excuse for any type of meat or protein. You will never be and can never be what steak, wings, and chicken are, and hamburgers. So stop trying. We need to cancel tofu because it royally sucks. This is my monologue. Maybe a hyperbole, but that's not hyperbole. I feel this way. This is all truth. Done with tofu. End it forever.
That's good. I would give you a standing ovation if I could.
Well, you can.
There might be people out there that are hurt by that. And that's maybe a little bit sad. But I would offer this gentle nudge towards the fact that when it comes to, I'm gonna tread lightly, when it comes to vegetarianism and veganism, there have been alternatives made for things such as burgers or hot dogs or steak. Maybe I haven't looked into it too much, but there are alternatives. So please listen. If you can do you, that's fine. But please, just take a step away from tofu. Leave it in the past. There are alternatives that are better, that are delicious. I can kind of speak to this a little bit. My girlfriend, Alicia Hillo, is a vegetarian. Okay, she's made me try her Beyond Meat burger. Guess what? It's actually not that bad at all. I would never prefer it over an actual burger.
Of course.
But that goes without saying, right?
Yeah.
However, it does taste almost similar, like very similar, which is crazy. Similar in just like texture, a little bit of taste, but not, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm just saying, if you're someone who loves tofu, please
stop.
You're canceled.
You don't have to like it. No one's making you pretend to like it. You can stop now. You don't have to try anymore. Just be yourself.
Don't be like, step out of the comfort zone, try a little extra, something else. There are options out there.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that was actually good. I appreciate that. Get some things off my chest that I just have qualms with. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. That's our third topic. And it's a new segment that we do here. Right at the end of the show. We want to ask a piece of advice from our guest, anything about whatever, on the spot. Mitch, you're training to be a youth pastor. You have great potential in that area. You have great gifts that God has given you. I'm excited to see God use you in those roles and just see you thrive. It can be about that. It can be about the card industry that you've been just killing lately. But we want to hear from you. What is one word of advice about anything that you tell to the viewers of Banana For Your Headtop?
Oh, that is a hard question. A piece of advice I would give someone. I'll give something from the card industry, and I'll give something from life.
Even better. 2 for 1.
Even better. We'll give the listeners a 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Card industry, I would say, from what I've heard, is that, well, there's going to be a shift. There's a lot of like vintage has been popping off recently.
Mm-hmm.
The swing is going to be going back to modern in the next couple months.
Right.
So like people like in basketball, like Luka Doncic, Trae Young, all those people.
Yep.
Cards have been and people like Wayne Gretzky sold, and there's just a lot of vintage stuff that's been skyrocketing. But now the market's going to switch back to modern, I think.
So invest in new.
Invest in modern. Invest in modern hockey, modern basketball, whatever you like. That's my piece of advice for sports cards. Now, for life. My life advice, I know it's, I've lived for so long, have so much wisdom, as most people say. Something that I would say something. One of my favorite verses is 1 Timothy 4:12. Do not let anyone look down on you because you're young. It's an example for believers of speech, life, and faith, and in purity. And I think that is just a good, if you're young, even if you're not too young, but you're leading people above you, leading people the same age as you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good piece of advice to remember that, just because you're young does not mean that you don't have what other people have, I guess is what I'd say.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's encouraging.
Well, that's funny that it kind of ties in. You said go modern with the cards, right?
Yep.
You're saying bet on the young guys.
Yes, sir.
And then a piece of advice is basically the same thing.
Connections.
Parallelism.
Another.
There it is.
Boom.
Tied it all in. Hashtag bet on the young guys. You could tweet that, post it on Instagram. At Banana For Your Headtop. We actually don't have an @, but
I was gonna say
you can put that out there if you want. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for taking the time to listen. We really appreciate it and hope that you hated our takes, because you know what, that makes you passionate about fighting for it and fighting against it. We also hope that you liked some of our takes and agreed with them, but at the end of the day, Banana For Your Headtop, we're going to come with facts, we're going to come with our opinions, and we just want to thank you for tuning in. Have a good day. We'll see you next time.